In this video, I'll be taking you through how to make an interlocking letter logo just like this. This is very easy to make, and I will provide you with simple steps throughout the process so that you're able to come out on the other side with your professional logo that is suited to your brand. I'm Gigi from Spotted Hat Design. We help new business owners create professional logos in Canva by creating simple step-by-step tutorials. Okay, so this is the interlocking letter logo that we're going to be looking at today. We are going to be using two letters, so essentially a K and a B, and seeing how we can play around with them to make them look interesting. To begin with, we are going to go into Canva, canva.com, open up a blank logo document, and we are going to head over to the text, add a text box, make sure that that text is selected, and we're going to change our font to La Luxe Serif. Starting off with a B, let's make sure that's highlighted before we change the color. Nice deep blue, make that nice and large. Canva offers these great guides, these purple lines that pop up as you are dragging and dropping things around, so definitely use those to help you center an item. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that's selected. We are going to duplicate that option down here, or you can, the keyboard shortcut is Control-C on Windows, and then we're going to change this letter to K. Make sure that that is selected. We're going to go over to the text color, and we are going to select the color that you want. Right. Okay, so there we have it. And essentially what we're going to do is, again, use this as an opportunity to play around with different configurations and see what might work for you. Okay. For this specifically, we are wanting to use the K interacting with the B. So what we're going to do is we are going to duplicate this page, go to Position, Layers, and delete the B so that we're able to use just the K. We are now going to essentially take a screenshot of this image so that it is no longer a text document or a text box. We are actually going to use it like an element. So we're going to go up to Share, click on Download, Transparent Background, make it slightly larger. PNG file should be selected, and we are working on page 4. So we're going to scroll down, select page 4, and done. That will be going straight to your download folders, and then we go down here to uploads, and we're going to upload file, and that is going to be there as a recent document. Okay, so first and foremost, what we're going to do is we're going to import this new letter in here. Remember, this is no longer a letter, but more like a picture. Let's just crop this in. So that it is easier to work with. Okay, now let's make sure that it's exactly the same size. So we are going to just zoom in a little bit here on the scroll bar, and we're going to align it exactly so that we have a letter that is exactly the same size. You can use your arrows if you are trying to just fine tune the placement, because it can jump around a little bit. Right, let's zoom out so we can see the whole thing. Okay, that's great. Now, what we're going to do is we're just going to copy this top letter, the top K. We're going to copy that, and we're going to just delete this. We no longer need it. And we're then going to drag it onto a new page so that I can show you what we're doing. Now, essentially in the design, we are wanting to eliminate that back letter, that back sort of spine, as it were, of the K. So you can see I've made it bigger, which is quite an interesting effect that it then sticks out. Let me just show you that if I were to simply send this to the back, which you probably would be able to do with some fonts, you will see that this one has actually got sort of arch that is sticking through, which is why we now need to crop out the back spine. So let me show you what happens. So I've gotten rid of that back spine, but we still have this part that is sticking out somewhat. So in order to compensate that, we're going to go down here to draw. This will very much depend on the font that you've chosen. We're going to go down to draw, we're going to go down to white, Make sure we have white because we've got our white background. You can change your brush size here, and you are then essentially just going to be trying to erase what's left over. I'm going to make it smaller for the fine work. This is where we're going to zoom in. Our zoom becomes very, very helpful here. You can always undo if you've gone too far. And what we're going to do now is we're going to screenshot this again. So we're going to go down to Share, Download, and we are going to leave it as a white background. Page 4, selected, done. That will go to your downloads folder. Then on a new page, let's go to Uploads, and we're going to import that then into our new page. And then I'm just going to put any color background over here so that we can check when we go to Edit Image and BG Remover, which is background remover, that we are actually able to get rid of all of it. That looks great. Right, so I'm going to now be able to drag and drop this up to our image. This is where the resize comes in. Let's drag the handles in so that we get rid of that negative space. Make it nice and easy to work with. We're going to drag it up like that. Again, remember to check top and bottom. Right. Now, depending on how much interaction you want between the letters, this can be less crucial. But what we're going to do now is just make sure we're going to go over to Position and Layers, and we can either delete this one altogether or we can have it interacting. So we're now going to check the placement of this one. I'm just going to use my arrows to fine tune that placement there. You can use your zoom depending on the type of effect that you're wanting. Let's have a look. That's looking all right. So this can be duplicated and it snaps to the back quite nicely. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to either drag this right to the bottom for our arrange, or I can send it to the back through this menu here. Right, so that one's far at the back and this one is at the front. So let's now go to our front one, and we can now decide which one do we want sticking out. So I would like this one at the front. You can then pull that down and either have it behind or in front. So it might be quite nice to have this one going behind, and then the top leg goes behind there. And this can go in any way. If you wanted to have this one in front, it's simply a matter of duplicating this and adjusting the crop. Very, very effective. Right, so there we have our 2D logo. That looks great as it is. This can also be taken a step further if you wanted to add shadows or any other details like that. So what I'll take you through quickly now as to how to do that. Let's just delete these extra pages. We can just go up to Share, Download. We're going to download our page, transparent background. Again, we are downloading it as a whole image. I'm going to upload that there. And then what you will see is then when we are adding the effects like shadows and things like that, I'm just going to crop the handles. Then you will see when we are adding the effects, it treats it as a whole unit, which is pretty handy. This can be used position to arrange center and middle. And now we're going to go up to Edit Image. And here are the effects that you can use. Okay, let's try a drop shadow, and
And then these are all adjustable here too. Great. Shadows, colors can be changed and all of that as well. There you have your gorgeous interactive letter logo. Even if some of that font is sticking out, depending on the font that you've chosen, it can be adjusted. So really, really versatile and very effective that you're able to play around with the different letters and configurations.
So you now have a beautiful professional interlocking letter logo done entirely in Canva. Congratulations. I hope you enjoyed the extra steps that we put in with having the section of the K that was sticking out and how that can actually be resolved. I would love to hear from you. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments below. If you are interested in creating a different style of interlocking letter logo, be sure to check out this video here.